Okay, I don't like this mirror because I can't figure out where I'm pointing. Oh, there we go.
God!
I hate this car.
This car.
If I see a deer tonight, I'm flooring it.
And that's going to do what?
Well, hopefully I'll hit it harder.
Harder than what?
Well, harder than I normally would.
If you were doing what?
Driving down the road? Normally I would hit my brakes, you see.
Okay, well the brakes work in this car good.
Yeah.
The gas pedal not so much. Yes, if I post my acceleration video on this car, yes, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Just keep in mind, Wayne's expectations of vehicles is high because he's been pampered with vehicles out of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Which
No,
more power.
I've been pampered with vehicles that I built myself.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. In built motors, you were also been pampered by built motors. Quite often, built motors out of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, where power was power and not just a number.
Anyways, back to the whole built motors thing. I don't know what he's talking about because I have a pickup that I claim at 300 horse after I built the motor that weighs 5,700 pounds that waxes a car that weighs probably 500 pounds that they claim at 200 horse.
Yes, but they're different ratings of horsepower.
How does the different ratings matter?
Well,
it's all horsepower.
Are you kidding me?
Except that their horsepower is taken times like 1.5, whereas mine is like generally rounded down to the lowest tenth.
Yes, that's where the difference is. So their 200 is probably more like 115. So you're taking a 300 horsepower vehicle and waxing a car with 115. So to me, that isn't that impressive. That's just like...
It's impressive when the factory says, oh look, we have 200 horsepower.
Well, it's impressive to some people. It's not impressive to me. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I bet. I don't
No,
really...
you know.
Well, I know.
We're there.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, not only this vehicle, but many vehicles. Just like I've waxed fucking 300 horsepower Chevy pickups with my 1980 Ford Bronco 400, which is what, 180 horse or something like that is what they call it?
Well,
roughly 200.
You see, this is the problem. Because, okay, Roman's giving the vehicle makers, the car makers, the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not giving the benefit of the doubt.
Then what do you call it?
I call it, okay, just because they say it's 200 horsepower, we both know it isn't really 200
But they
horsepower.
say it's 200 horsepower, so you should expect 200 horsepower.
No, they say it's 200 horsepower, but I know they rate them differently, so I don't expect 200 horsepower.
Kind of like in this car with the lights, okay? And you see the lights, okay, you see them. Now that's dims. Okay, now he's going to turn, no, oh, wait a minute. They tell you it's brights, but really it's just wides. But it's okay, because the factory's calling it something that's different than it is.
No, it's not okay. Yeah, but it's not like there's one company out there going, oh, we have 100 more horsepower than anyone else. It's that the standards have changed.
How have the standards changed?
Because horsepower ratings have changed. Just
Okay.
like people say that it takes 1,000 horse to pull.
Do you know what a horsepower is?
I don't need to know the mathematical.
Okay, so 1 horsepower has not changed. What 1 horsepower is still the same as it was.
Yes, but the way they rate them off the motors has changed. Because otherwise, tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. There's a song that goes like that somehow. I can't remember it now. But then tell me why.
Tell me why. Oh, yeah. Tell me why. Oh!
But then tell me why.
Tell me why.
Then how come people...
Why did Olive die? And I've got a tear in my eye. McDonald's, they won't serve me no fry. And it makes me cry.
And we're back. Okay, then not explain. No, I don't want to explain. I don't want to use explain because then you actually will. Then how come people, educated people nonetheless, will claim it takes 1,000 horse to do a quarter mile? Because the way way they pull the horsepower has apparently changed.
Or here's a second theory. This is way out of the blue, but it's possible. It's possible that they're fucking morons.
Well, it's possible, yes.
Because how come, and if these people are so educated, then they should know better than to try and pull the wool over our eyes and go, oh, look, I know that it didn't used to take 1,000 horsepower to make a 10-second ride, but now it does.
Well, I said they were educated. I didn't say they were smart.
Narrow your lights.
But, and also keep in consideration the fact that back in the day of the, the muscle car era and everything, most of those cars, their advertised horsepower was actually
far
trimmed.
underrated, because they didn't need to overrate it.
Yeah.
They had a fast car. They didn't need to try and convince people that it's a fast car by saying that it is when it's really not.